NBA. It's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Orlando Magic. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
This is great, Damon. This is another great game here, folks. 2K.
Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for New Orleans, backcourt, Holiday and Gordon. And playing at the 5, a jump-shooting 7-footer with underrated athleticism out of Colorado State, Jason Smith. Then there's Tyreke Evans, and it's Davis in at the power forwards position. And for Orlando, Nelson and Aflalo combine at guard. And they've got Vucevic, the sweet-shooting 7-footer out of USC, in at the center. Then there's Tobias Harris, and it's Davis in at the 4 spot.
What a breakout year for Vucevic. He was given the chance to start for the Magic, and he showed that he belonged in a starting 5. Just a really good gamble on a player, and the big fellow looks to be an impact player for them for the foreseeable future.
And the Magic with possession.
I think the most important thing is he's showing now with the Orlando Magic.
Nelson with it. Harris outside. Now the feed to Aflalo. Off target with his 3. And for Vucevic, in his second season in the league, 4th in voting last season for the most improved player, and I couldn't disagree.
I would not either, Kevin. And you've got to like his defensive potential. He's 7 feet tall, and he's got a 7'4" wingspan, so he can help provide all kind of protection around the rim. And you know, he's got an excellent motor, too. He makes the most of his imposing frame. I like what this guy has been and could become.
You know, the instant that steal was made, they were off and running the other way.
Ball pressure, then a run-out seed. That's perfection to me.
Nelson kicks to Aflalo.
NBA is such a tough
Back to Nelson.
You see some of these great college stars, college basketball.
Pass to Harris.
Go to the NBA.
Good. Nice assist from Nelson.
Some can't play it. There's some that play in other leagues.
New Orleans is gone 0 of 2 from DP.
Boy, it was a tough year for the Magic last season. They found no salvation here in Orlando either. They were dreadful at home and had the fewest home court wins of any team in the league. Tough pill for the fans there to swallow.
Now Harris, following Drew Holiday's 3-point attempt. Nelson kicks to Harris. There's the pick. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And that home record of the Magic's that you mentioned, Clark, a paltry 12-29. So, Steve, that being said, a big part of why they ended with the fewest wins in the entire league. Why?
Well, I mean, if you can't defend your home court, good luck to you. But the big thing is just not enough talent. I mean, this is a team that is in full-blown rebuilding mode. And last year was kind of the initial season in that campaign, and it obviously showed.
That's good from Harris.
Boy, one thing I like about Tobias Harris, I mean, he can play 2 positions, and he gives you mismatches either way. You know, at the 4 spot, he can pull other big men out on the perimeter and take advantage of his ball skills, shooting, and quickness. At the 3, he can play bully ball against smaller players. I think this young man's got a chance to be an outstanding combo forward in the league.
And it's Gordon missing.
Yeah, again, iffy shot selection there. Defender draped all over.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you tight, you can't just rise up and try to shoot over the top.
Clark, you mentioned Harris's nice combination of size and skill, able to score inside and Steve outside.
Yeah, pretty good finisher, and, you know, he can make a 3-point shot. It's getting better. It's developing. But he got his chance to play after the trade to Orlando last year and made good use of that opportunity.
Here's Nelson. After Tyreke Evans has scored, Harris backing down, on its way from Aflalo for 2. Here's Vucevic, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And what you love about him is just the way he hits the offensive glass. I mean, he knows that those are the easiest points for him, when he can find a loose ball, get an offensive board, and put it back into the basket.
And I also can't get over how much energy he expends rebounding the basketball. He goes all out on the boards every single night.
The Magic shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
The big story in New Orleans, guys, is the change of the name. From the Hornets, a name that came with the team when they relocated from Charlotte to the brand new Pelicans. Now, Pelicans might not be the most intimidating name around the league, but it does have a nice and special connection to the city and state.
Now a foul after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. Nelson dishes to Aflalo. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. Aflalo's got his first 3 points of the game.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Rejected by Evans. Davis drives in. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, Clark, and I really didn't know you knew this much about birds, but the brown pelican is indeed the state bird of Louisiana. Their numbers have rebounded dramatically after being hard hit by the Gulf spill. So a representation of the city's triumph, Steve, over great adversity.
Well, I'm happy it was something that is connected to the city. I'm talking about the name, the Pelicans, because remember, originally this team was known as the Jazz, and that made sense. Utah Jazz made no sense. New Orleans Hornets made no sense. New Orleans Pelicans make sense, guys.
And that one falls for Evans.
Clearly, Orlando was a team in transition last year. They had a group of younger, inexperienced players, and many times when that's the case, you'll get off to slow starts in games, and that certainly proved to be true for the Magic.
And both free throws good for Evans. Well, Clark, you mentioned that the Magic were at the very bottom of the league when it came to scoring in the first quarter of games. Steve, you got to get better as the game went on, obviously, but you can't start every game in a hole down like they did and expect to do well.
Well, we just go back to the roster, and that explains everything. I mean, you look at who they had, the lack of a go-to scorer out of the gates, and that explains the slow start. So this is really all about continuing to build the roster and try to put together some talent.
Nicholson passes to Harkless. Feeds to Nelson. Now the pass to Harkless. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 3 assists in the game.
Really was a very strong season, guys, for Jameer Nelson as he bounced back in a big way. You know, he got his scoring up and was acting as a playmaker at a much higher level than what we were accustomed to seeing from him.
Here's Steamsma. The shot no good. Excellent defense from Axial. Orlando leading by 6. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. Offensively, he knows their shots are going to be challenged inside, going up against a team with some shot blocking in the middle. He said they have to keep the ball moving, and he's had them practicing their in-between shots as well. Guys, those shots can be tricky, but very effective when a shot blocker is around. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, and they know how tough a task it's going to be to take on this defense. They've got to focus on that aspect right away.
Well, that's the priority in the scouting report. You face a team this good defensively, you're thinking about how we need to attack it. And then it's a matter of executing once you get out there.
Clark, you just mentioned the uptick in assists for Jameer Nelson. He's the Magic's franchise record holder in assists, Steve, with over 3,000.
You know, I would have guessed that Scott Skiles had more than that.
Me too.
Skiles had so many back in the day, but it just shows you the consistency and the production that Nelson has given that team over almost a decade now. And, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Al Farouk Aminu, he's checked in for New Orleans. Pass to Maxiel, defended by Steamsma. It's up a 3. Here's Nicholson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Holiday attacking. That's good.
He's got to be happy to see the ball go through the hoop finally. He had 5 straight misses before finally making his first shot.
Orlando leading by 6. Poked away, off his leg, and the ref saying he kicked it. Eight seconds left in the first. Kicks to Harkless. Back to Nelson. 1 second left. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Magic lead by 6. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Things to come. So long, everyone. Thanks for watching. Another great game here at 2K Sports. And everybody, have yourself a good weekend. A lot of wrestling. A lot of big sound movies coming to your theater.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players